Alright, what's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Richie Sky here. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Richie Sky. And you guys can watch me daily for 5 days a week on CW and Fox Networks on Daily Flash. You guys can check your local listings at dailyflash.tv to find more information and find out everything that we're talking about on a weekly basis. But right here on YouTube, guys, what I'm going to be talking about is everything that's going on in pop culture, news, entertainment that I can't get a chance to get to, that I don't get a chance to talk about on Daily Flash Show, so we can actually continue the conversation here. We can get a little bit more down and dirty in the details here, quick, fast, and dirty stuff that we want to talk about. So I'm going to cover Real Housewives recaps. I'm going to also cover some reality stuff and a lot of stuff that's going on in music and pop culture. Today, I want to start off with the Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I had Funky Dineva on Daily Flash Show, and the episode will be airing this week. But what we talked about was Real Housewives of Atlanta and everything that he was telling us about the season. So you guys, if you want to check out that video, I actually have it here on my YouTube channel, so be sure to look out for that video as well, coming soon. Check it out. It's filled with some good tea. He dropped some amazing, some super juicy tea about a failed reality show that he had with Marlo that never took off. And you guys gotta watch the video to find out why. But he gives you all the tea, and I love him so much for coming through the show. So major props to Funky Dineva. He is literally the best and really so eloquently spoken. I want to dive right into this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this week the ladies are traveling to Destin, and we gotta talk about a couple of things. Can we just, okay, so Shamari's fashions have been a topic of conversation throughout this season. For real. And we're like 8 episodes in at this point. And honestly, the girls are still giving it to her about her fashion. Now listen, hear me out. Now, I saw today what could be the problem with her fashions. And I don't know if it was her stylist that's styling her wrong, or maybe she didn't have a stylist beforehand, but we saw her with a stylist in this episode. Hopefully the stylist was not responsible for the fashions that we had seen prior to, because she was definitely giving us a lot of throwback tees. You know what I'm saying? She was definitely giving us 808 vibes in 2018. So with that being said, we like Shamari. Well, I find her to be amusing, but I really don't want to hear anything else about this open relationship that happened back in 2000 and when, because really it's not that interesting at this point in time. I mean, we've already had sex dungeons and things like that being talked about on the show, so you and your open relationship with the girl that you like more than your husband really is not that interesting to us right about now. I'm really more interested in seeing your authentic life, where you are with the group Black now. Are you guys touring more? I want to see more of that interaction, because I don't know if you guys remember back when Kandi was reuniting with Escape initially, that was a little bit of a storyline on the show, and then when it segued into its own show, that shit was amazing. So I really would like to see more about how that's gonna come back into play, like if they're gonna make new music, if they're gonna be touring more. I wanna see more of their dynamics, particularly after, the death of Natina Reed, you know what I'm saying? Because that was their old group mate in the show. So I really wanna know what you guys think. And for those who don't know, I'm using an app. I literally just downloaded this app to do my video. So I'm kind of testing it out to see how it works and see if I like it, because I really like recording videos on my phone versus the computer, because I could do this shit anywhere. Keeping right on with the episode, of course, we go into Dennis and Portia. Portia's going to work at the hot dog place, and she's, meeting up with the mom. The most poignant thing here was when the mom asked about, this whole prenuptial agreement. Portia was like, I ain't giving you no details about that, but the relationship is solid. And like, you know what? That's fair. That's fair, girl. So this trip to Destin was supposed to be a couple's trip, and it turned out to be only a girl's trip, because most of the husbands and boyfriends and future husbands and all that good shit couldn't come. So, I'm all here for a girl's trip, because I feel like sometimes those are the more interesting trips anyway, because they can be a lot shadier to each other than they could probably with their men. So, because the guys tend to reel them back in a little bit. The major points here to me on this trip is the shading of and the crucifixion of Eva. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the season, but to me, Eva is set to be crucified on this show. I feel like they have took this newcomer in. They said, oh, she's Eva the Diva. Where? We're going to show her what a real diva is. And I feel like every episode, they are testing her. They are literally pushing her to her breaking point. And this week, they made the girl cry. Basically, what happened was, somebody brought, I think it was Cynthia. Cynthia brought up the fact that she had a bachelorette weekend in Miami. Why wasn't Nene invited? She's asked to speak at your wedding, and that is a valid question. Now, given that Nene was not in on the planning of this bachelorette party, it kind of makes sense why she necessarily wasn't invited or knew about it. But I get what the girls are saying because, you know, Eva has been kind of touting this whole, and the producers are so shady. They let us know. They remind us of every little thing. Every single time she called Nene a big sister, they let us know that. And so the girls basically called her out and said, yo, like, you calling her your big sister, but you ain't inviting her places. Why is that? Well, Eva really didn't have much to say, but she did break down a little bit and kind of tried to explain herself. Listen, I don't know. The jury's still out. I like Eva from back in the day with America's Next Top Model, so I'm here for her regardless, but I'm gonna need her to like really boss up a little bit because these girls are trying her. The next bit of beef we had was with Shamari versus Portia because Shamari thought that Portia was shading her in the style department, but it really wasn't Portia. Well, it really wasn't just Portia. It was kind of Portia and everybody else. Like, it should be, instead of Eva versus everybody, it should be Shamari versus everybody because everybody has had something to say about her fashions or lack thereof up until this point. But what I will say, and I have to give her props because Shamari, yo, that confessional look that you got going on now with this black hair, amazing. Definitely keep that look. And that wig was laid. Boom. That's your thing right there. That's just yours. You need to go more in that direction because of those old school 1999 wigs, they're not doing it for you. Because you're a gorgeous girl. You could do so much better. So we want to see you step that game up. You're on Housewives now. You got to compete with the rest of these girls. So basically, she thought that Portia was shading her because she didn't, you know, introduce her to Dennis. And Portia was like, yo, I really wasn't feeling you because, you know, I heard that you thought I was the one who was talking about your fashions. And literally, honestly, it was everybody. But it looks like next week it's about to be Shamari versus Marlo because I think Marlo is really about to go in on her. And honestly, without Kenya Moore around on this show, nobody is really there to kind of go toe-to-toe with Marlo yet. So I'm really going to be interested to see how Shamari holds herself, how she holds herself down with this whole thing with Marlo coming up next week. The other big news of the day, y'all, Cardi B and Offset. Cardi B apparently had a show this past weekend. Offset showed up at the show, was like, yo, bro, I'm really sorry. I really want to I want to be with you. I want to be with my daughter. So what's up, you know? And apparently he got shut down again. But Cardi did hop on Instagram and tell people, yo, listen, like, we not together right now. We doing our thing. We separate. We on a different vibe. But y'all need to stop attacking this man. Like, don't be bullying him. We got enough of that type of shit going on. Everybody's going, look, this whole thing with Pete and this Ariana thing, that's going way too far. I mean, I'm glad to see my brother is still back on Saturday Night Live, but at the end of the day, you know, the online bullying, y'all, we gotta stop all that. We can't keep doing that type of stuff because these are real people's lives, real people's feelings. That's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Those are the really big stories that are happening right now. I'm hearing a lot of like rumblings about Maroon 5 not being able to find people to participate in the Super Bowl with them. I mean, y'all could go back to how it used to be in the day where it was just one headliner. You could do that. But listen, I don't even know if anybody's going to be tuning in because not too many people are feeling the NFL right now. So I don't know what's about to happen with this situation. But listen, that's all we got for y'all today. I'm going to try to keep these you know, daily recaps pretty short for YouTube. But I really think I'm going to do some podcasting soon, so be sure to stay tuned for that. If you guys want to know more information about me, click the links down below to find out exactly what I'm doing, what's going on, and what other news we got going on right now. But this is just a quick little 10-minute update on what's going on this week. All right? Take it easy, y'all.